Well, tonight I have something really scary for you. Yeah, it's the humidity hair. Yes, Scully doesn't have it because he doesn't have any. You know, you know. Well, hello, my spooky friends. I am sorry. I'm giving Scully a hard time, but yeah, you're gonna have to deal with it. I have to deal with it. It is what it is. It is super humid in Alabama. I don't know why. Maybe it's my area here. I've got the air conditioning on, and yeah, it's just crazy humid. But I hope you're enjoying these TikToks. I'm gonna be doing some spooky news, some articles, some stuff. It's gonna be more than the TikToks, and I found some really spooky stories for you on here and then some helpful things. I hope. Well, hello, madam. Hello. How are you? Yeah. Yeah. Are you coming to co-host? Well, here is Sachi. If you're new to this channel, I'm Silky. This is Sachi. That's Scully. And this channel is Spooky Southern Tea. Let's get into it. And the cattail. Now, we're going to start with this lady.
All right, here's ghost video number 2. For those that are joining, my brother's house is haunted. He lives by himself. He's been haunted for a few years now, actually, and it's all because a medium once told him he has an item in his house that is possessed and or haunted, and until he gets rid of that, the hauntings are going to continue. So until he figures out what that item is, because he has no idea, we're going to keep getting these videos, and I'll keep posting them because everyone's.
Okay, and I'm just gonna say right here, I'm not doubting that. I have had many things in my house from time to time that were causing trouble, and I've had friends who have had objects that were causing trouble. Like, would you not just turn your house upside down? Like, have a humongous yard sale? Like, my God, get rid of everything. Get rid of everything I own to get if it's a bad haunting. Sometimes, like Scully, he's not a bad haunting. He's annoying sometimes, but but wouldn't you? I'm just saying. Okay. Just saying. I would.
One seems to like them, and they freak me the hell out. So here's number 2.
So we're watching some. Oh, I see it. Do y'all see it? The shadow. The shadow going. Oh, it got really dark. Come on. Yeah, nobody wants to see your bottom. Oh, and the door. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, wow. So what did y'all think about that? I wasn't prepared for the door, and I mean, you'd say it could be, like I don't know what's in that hallway. Could somebody be shutting a door, making the door? Because I'm always going to try to to debunk things. Why can't I talk today? Try to debunk whatever. You know. It's because I got a kitty. Yes, it is. It's because I got a kitty. Can you hear her purring? Look at she's bald from the summer. Um, but yeah, I would say maybe somebody's shutting a door, cutting off a source of light, then the other door shuts. I mean, I don't know. What do y'all think? Is it real? Could it be real? Could it be staged? I mean, you can see how that one could be staged, but I wasn't expecting the other door. So, I don't know. I mean, have I had stuff like that happen? Yeah, but again, it's not proof positive for me, but it is very interesting, and I thank her for that video. Now, this next one does have sound, but I have to turn it off or I will get a strike because it's some kind of, I don't know if it's a movie sound, I don't know what it is. But the point is, I want you to see this not because it's a ghost, but because it is terrifying. But it does have words on the bottom, so we're going to read it together. Okay, so I don't know if this is a hotel, an apartment, or what, but it says that the bathroom mirror was rattling, so they had to inspect it. This is what they found. Look at this, y'all. Is this that looks like a hotel curtain to me. They could feel the air. Look at that. Look at that. I would freak out. I would freak out whether it's an apartment, whether it's a hotel. I would freak the heck out. They're talking about a mouse. I'm like, a person could fit in there. A camera? What's the thing on the other side? Like, I don't even know. Like, does that go into somebody else's room? Could that pull out? Could somebody throw a board in there and crawl into your bathroom? Like, look, okay. So the rooms are connected. So I guess what I'm trying to say, y'all, is if you are in a hotel room, because I'm assuming that's what this was, you feel air coming from somewhere, I guess turn everything off. Like turn all the, central air, whatever, turn it off and check for air sources. Because now I have a new fear unlocked. It's not like I wasn't already afraid of, like the cameras and the other stuff and Airbnbs and hotels and even the little charger blocks and stuff that the plants, things that can have cameras in there that you don't know about. I'm already paranoid, and now new fear unlocked. Somebody is going to come in through the bathroom mirror. So great, but more things to check. But I thought I would pass that along just in case. This is still vacation season, so watch out, y'all. Be safe. Now, here is a good ghost story. I wanted you to hear this one. She tragically lost her 6-year-old, but listen to what she has to say about asking for a sign.
Do you guys want to hear a story about how I asked my 6-year-old deceased son for a sign that he could still hear me and how he responded? It's a pretty good story if you want to hear it. I had just read that book called Signs. It's a pretty common book that people read, directly losing someone they love. But in that book it talks about being very specific in the sign that you ask for. And so I was thinking about what could be a symbol for my son that I felt like resonated with him. And he was only 6 when he died, so that means it would have to be something that kind of catered to a 6-year-old. And what do most 6-year-old boys love? Legos. So I asked him to let me see a Lego in a place where it didn't belong. So not in my house, not in a friend's house that had kids. A Lego in a place where it didn't belong. Specifically, a red Lego. And I went about my day and I kind of forgot about it. And later that day, I was at my daughter's ballet class. And in like the viewing / waiting room, I was observing this family I had never seen before. And I was kind of watching the little boy because he was wearing a shirt that my son had owned. And I was already thinking about Wilder and, kind of watching my daughter's class and just keeping to myself. And the mom and I struck up conversation and I found out that they weren't normally there that day. That they were just doing a makeup class and it was just by some off chance that we were in the same place at the same time. And this little boy was kind of just quietly playing with cars on the floor. And he got up and he walked over to me and he looked me directly in my eyes. And he put one singular red Lego in my hand. And even when I think about it, I get chills because what are the chances of that? There's no such thing as a coincidence that big, right? And obviously I immediately started to cry because how could you not in a moment like that? But I choked it up as fast as I could and I tried not to let him or his mom see. Because how do you even begin to explain that to a stranger? But it was after that moment that I never doubted again that he could hear me, even if it's not in the way that I would prefer.
Wow. Wow. So what do y'all think about that? Like the family wasn't even supposed to be there that day. And I mean, it's just all these coincidences. So would you say some people will say she manifested that experience or she manifested that Lego? I've heard people talk about, manifesting seeing things. And I mean, I don't know what I think about all that, but what I can say is Um, was it that, or was it? I kind of think it was a God thing. Um, just letting her, having her, giving her some peace. Um, and that's just my way of thinking because it's so specific, and the way that this little boy looked at her right in the eyes, and just this one thing, letting her know, yeah, like this, the end of this life, when we leave this plane of existence, that's not all there is. And you can believe what you want to believe. It's just I feel like this was a sign sent to her, and I think that is a beautiful story. And I mean, wow, what a comfort to know. Even if you can't be with your child the way you want to know that they are still involved watching your life. That's beautiful. Now, this next one is, I wanted to include it first. I think her accent is adorable. It is very Cajun, okay? Very Louisiana. And I started listening to this and I wasn't going to include it. And then I thought, you know what? There are some superstitions that we have in Alabama that are the same. And maybe you have some of these same superstitions in your part of the world, whether it is even up north or some other part of the United States. So I want to see how many of these you've heard or that you actually practice or you have any experience with. Comment below if you know or this is in your region as well.
Louisiana superstition? Well, the first one on the list is why we paint our ceiling ain't blue. Now, this is my carport, but yet it still ain't blue. And it is to keep the spirits out. Yes, I live in a house that's over 100 years old. Now, we do have a ghost. His name is Tomas, but he came with the house. He ain't going nowhere. And it also resembles the sky, so the bugs, tend to not like make nests and things and cause.
Let me stop this for a second. I did a whole video on this channel why we paint our ceilings paint blue on the outside. If you haven't seen that one, like, look, I had to go digging for a lot more than I encountered or bargained for in the beginning for that video. It is very interesting, the history of that. I love the way she says, "Oh, this house is 100 years old. It came with a ghost named Tomas. He ain't going nowhere." I guess it's kind of like, yeah, well, this house isn't 100, but I mean, it's like, yeah, it came with some ghosts. Like, I don't know. But it's a very funny thing because culturally we're like that. Yeah, the house is old. It came with a ghost, so what? That's it is what it is, y'all.
Cobwebs, and I do spray for the gaps though because they don't care. I spray some WD-40 to keep them away. Now maybe somebody can chime in on this one because I don't know the whole backstory on it. Okay, I'll just go ahead and say it. You get a knife or like a butter knife and you like make a cross and you have like this little saying and it's supposed to like, keep the hurricane and like tornadoes away. We don't have a lot of tornadoes here, but when I was in elementary school, we had a tornado in Galiana, and the little girl that was riding the bus with me, she was like, "Oh yeah, my dad, he cut it. He cut it 9 times the tornado, and that's why it left. My dad cut it with the knife." So I don't know, like, what that's all about. Maybe somebody can help me. Now, I don't think this one's a superstition, but you're not allowed to drink milk with seafood. Like no fish, no crawfish, nothing, because you're going to get poisoning.
Yeah,
I've never drank milk with my seafood because I'm scared. Oh, and another one, if you drop your dish towel in the kitchen, that means you got company coming over. And y'all don't mind that mess because I've had a long day. And I talked about this one a whole lot. It's about the rugaru. You need to have 13 pennies or rocks or beans, your trinkets, outside your door or your window to keep the rugaru away so the rugaru don't get you. And another one is
y'all know what a rougarou is, don't you? I think it's kind of like I it's kind of its own thing, all right, but it would be closer to like a skinwalker or a dog man or a werewolf, wendigo, that type of thing. Again, a rougarou is very much a Cajun thing, but Look, lots of stories. Maybe closer to Halloween we'll do some videos. Well, y'all think we do some videos about the Rougarou? I like to just say it. Rougarou. I can't say it right. I'm not Cajun. But it's fun to try, right? I'll shut up now.
So if your left hand itches, you got money coming in. But if the right hand itches, that means your money's going out. Another good one is you don't pass your mop over somebody's feet because that means they're never going to get married. Now in the Creole culture, it's a broom. I think it's just like a form of bad luck and like maybe bad luck in marriage or something like that. I don't know. I would have to look it up. Now, if you want to keep the devil away, you hang up a mirror on your porch by your door. And it's known that the devil is vain and he's going to stare at himself all night long. And then for New Year's Eve, we eat cabbage for wealth and black eyed peas for health.
Now, honestly, some of these are Alabama traditions as well. And again, I did a whole video on mirrors. That was actually one of the favorite videos I've ever done on this channel, and that was probably about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. Looking up that stuff, I love history, I really do. And I found a lot of interesting things. And yeah, putting a mirror on your front porch keeps the devil outside. He is vain. I found that very interesting. But yeah, the things that people eat on New Year's, very religiously, like everybody in Alabama does it. Certain things you eat greens, you eat black eyed peas. Like even if you don't like it, it's a big thing. I personally do not do those traditions, but we did for many years. I just got to the point where I don't care. You know what? I don't think it did me any good one way or another. And to be honest with you, I really don't like any of those things. So there you go. Okay, I think we've got time for one more. Remember the Chris Watts case, Shanann, and how he unalived his wife and his two daughters? It was all over the news, what, about 5, 6 years ago? Craziness. Now, so his house, after everything was said and done, they say it is notoriously haunted. So we're going to look at some footage from in there.
Whenever somebody tells me that they don't believe in the paranormal, the first thing I'll usually ask them is what they think about the footage from inside the Watts family home right after Chris Watts murdered his wife and his children. Because I've seen a lot of paranormal footage that can easily be debunked, but I have never seen anybody be able to debunk these. And before I show you these, at first I thought that it wasn't fair that Chris Watts got life in prison rather than the death penalty. But after I found out that he is being haunted by his wife and his children that he murdered, 100%. That is absolutely the punishment that he deserved. Last year, he even came out and said that he's been seeing the spirits of his dead children in his cell. He is absolutely being haunted, and I love that for him.
Me too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. What in the world is that? Wow. Go in there and step on that little blue thing and see if that's where that is.
Yeah, it sounded like a kid toy.
It might. It sort of sounds like it.
Something. I heard it.
That one, did you hear it?
I did.
work?
Yeah, she works from home.
Oh, from home.
She works this is her lifeline. Yeah, nothing comes back. Now it's going to start blowing up. Oh, yeah. Trust me.
It was shut down.
Yeah. 1, 31, 80, 19.
So what did y'all think about that? Some things I'm not good at hearing all of this stuff, without the suggestions of what is that spirit saying. The light that went off, that was weird. That was really weird. And then some of the things were quite interesting. I could even hear them, even without the words. I could hear that. And the thing is, this is when the police were investigating. Okay, this is before he was arrested. This is when they're looking for Shanann and the children. So this is crazy. And I have seen people talk about new owners. I've seen, people talk about weird stuff that happened when the house was empty after Chris was arrested. And I didn't know that he said he was being haunted in jail. But yes, good for you. Good for you, Chris Watts. I wish everybody was haunted in the jail cells, but that's just me, especially when you commit crimes like that against your wife and children. Anyway, tell me what you think. Do you resonate with some of those? Did you learn anything? Any superstitions or whatever? Spooky season is coming upon us, and I think in the next video we're going to listen to maybe a vampire story or two, because I've been learning that apparently, did y'all know that there's a lot of people that say there are real vampires in Nolans? And I have never been to Nolans, New Orleans, for y'all who don't know what I'm saying. Uh, Nola. And I don't know. There's some very interesting videos, though, some very believable people. So we may check some of those out and maybe some more during the spooky season that's going to be coming up. All right. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. A great week. Stay safe out there. Whatever you do, just stay spooky. Bye bye.